Little Francion has been in pain for weeks. His dad, Francion Sr., has no money for doctors after the family fled Haiti with nearly nothing 6 years ago. There's a lot of violence, earthquakes. Você salió de ahí por sua familia. For your family, you left. They've been living at this migrant shelter in Reynosa, Mexico for about a month.
¿Cómo están? Bien.
Pastor Hector Silva runs the shelter and says, in 25 years, he's never seen this many migrants, thousands, arriving every week. He drives us to the second shelter he opened a few months ago and estimates about 12,800 migrants, mostly Haitians, are currently waiting in Reynosa. He can house nearly 6,000. The rest are living on the streets.
It's very difficult to stay at the gate and see the mom with a child and say, I'm sorry, I cannot help you.
The question is why? Why are so many people flocking here, and why now?
In my
Instagram.
Yes.
And for you?
Facebook.
Facebook. Many say word has spread, including on social media, that migrants who come here can enter the U.S. legally if they wait their turn. Silva says there is some truth to it.
The good way.
The legal way to do it.
The legal way.
We checked. From May to July, at these 6 ports of entry, more than 28,000 Title 42 exceptions were made, which allows migrants to go to these international bridges and seek asylum. This is notable because until recently, exceptions to Title 42 were rare. Title 42 is a Trump-era pandemic public health rule that immigration agents have used nearly 2.2 million times since 2020 to swiftly expel migrants to Mexico. And per court order, the Biden administration must keep it in place, forcing asylum seekers to cross into the U.S. illegally, advocates say. Little Francion's family want to cross legally. That's why they're here after a grueling journey. So they travel through 10 countries to get to Mexico, para llegar a Mexico. The pastor shows us how it works. Anticipation builds as he puts migrants on a list by arrival date. Little Francion's parents arrived in early August and don't make the cut on this day. After months of waiting and paperwork, the pastor buses these migrants to the Reynosa Hidalgo International Bridge, where they walk up to immigration and in most cases ask for asylum. On this day, he says he bussed more than 200. This removes the human smuggler. This is them going to the port of entry and in some cases asking for asylum.
Yes, they know that there's many people on the list, and then it's got to be legal.
Legal, but still broken. More than 40% of the more than 28,000 exceptions to Title 42 have happened here at the Reynosa Hidalgo International Bridge. Silva has this message for migrants.
Do not come to the border. Do not come to Reynosa.
Little Francion's family is already here, risking it all. What is your American dream? He says he wants to work for a better life. And so are thousands of others waiting for their chance at the American dream. Now, I asked DHS about all of these exceptions. Why all of these exceptions? Why now? Now, DHS did not send me a statement on record, but I did hear from a federal law enforcement source which told me what we already know, that Title 42 is in place and that it applies on a case-by-case basis for humanitarian reasons. So I did some more digging, and turns out in a footnote, in a federal filing, there is some light to all of this. It says in part, quote, given a significant increase in the number of individuals who have presented themselves with situations that warrant humanitarian exceptions, DHS has, beginning July 13, 2022, begun to gradually increase the number of humanitarian exceptions it applies, subject to operational constraints.